Do you want to leave? Can you leave? Alright, my cat needed to leave the room. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Misa and today I am doing the BookTube newbie tag. This is a tag that I wasn't really sure whether I will go ahead and film at the beginning of my channel, but after I saw other people's BookTube newbie tag videos, I realized that it's a great way to introduce myself. Before I go any further, I'm just going to have to address the fact that this is the 4th time I'm filming this video because I did something wrong each time. Hopefully I've got my microphone plugged in this time, so it's going to be better audio. Question 1. Why did you start this channel? So I started this channel because, well, I've been watching BookTube for quite some time and I've made some friends along the way, and I've had a growing interest in making bookish videos for some time, but I was never brave enough to do it, and I also have another channel, so I was not sure whether to mix my content together. Now that it's a new year, I decided to start this channel fresh, and I think it's a great way to expand my circle of friends that don't necessarily overlap with my other channel or my life outside of YouTube. Question 2. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to BookTube? I'm not sure that I can bring either of those things to BookTube, and I'm certainly not here to reinvent the wheel or anything like that. But one thing I can say is that I think there is room for everyone on BookTube, so I'm really happy to join in. I guess this might be a good time to introduce myself a little bit more. So I am Japanese, but I'm from Australia. I grew up there since I was in primary school and lived most of my life there. And now I live in Malaysia. So I predominantly read books in English, although I'm trying to start to read books in French. And although my native language is Japanese, if there is an English translation of a Japanese book, I tend to read the English translation because my Japanese reading is not too strong, I'm afraid. I'm trying to improve my Japanese reading, so sometimes I will read a book in Japanese, but my comprehension and my reading speed is really not great, and I find it really tiring to read in my own language. So I speak English at home and I very rarely speak Japanese to anyone, so you can imagine why that deteriorated so quickly. One fun thing that I can mention about living in Malaysia, which is relevant to books, is that it is a multicultural country, so we get access to a lot of different ways of thinking and cultures and languages. And I'm also trying to read more from local authors, and maybe it would be fun for me to share those on my channel. Number 3. What are you most excited for about this channel? I'm most excited about meeting new friends from all over the world, and I think that's the great thing about YouTube in general, not just in BookTube. I do have bookish friends offline, but our reading tastes don't really overlap, so I'm really looking forward to meeting more friends who have similar reading tastes to me. On a more technical level, I'm really excited about the filming aspect of YouTube. I really love editing, so I'm really hoping to have fun with this channel. Number 4. Why do you love reading? I love reading because I like to learn about people and their personalities and their psychology and stuff. So I love reading about interpersonal relationships or cultures or different backgrounds. I think reading is a great way to be exposed to different ways of thinking and understand why people do things a certain way, especially because I think sometimes we live in our own bubble of our comfort zone, and I think reading helps us step out of that. Number 5. What book or book series got you into reading? Well, I've been reading books since I was really young because I was influenced by my mom, who's a big reader as well. So reading was hugely encouraged in my family, and I loved books right from the start. There were a few series that I was really into growing up, and the first one of those is Anne of Green Gables by Lucy Maud Montgomery. I got into this series because I watched the film when I was really young, and at that time I was growing up in Japan and I did not understand a single word of English, and this film had Japanese subtitles, but for a primary school age child those subtitles are way too fast and difficult to read, so because I was too young to understand what was going on in the film, I just got to enjoy the scenery, and I thought Canada was so beautiful, and to this day I still think of going to Prince Edward Island someday. Other than that, I don't know why I was into this series, but I think my mum also felt that she could encourage me to read this classic, so she got me the whole series and I read them all in a Japanese translation. The second one I want to mention is Moomin by Tove Jansson. I loved the anime series and I still do to this day actually. I loved Moomin as a character, he's so cute. I discovered that there were storybooks for kids, so I read the entire series also in a Japanese translation. The last one I'm going to mention here is unfortunately only in Japanese, and it hasn't been translated into English yet, which is such a pity, but the author's name is Satoru Sato, and this is a middle grade fantasy series in a world of dwarves called Korobokuru, and there's an adult human who is the main character who goes into this world and goes through a lot of experiences together with these dwarves. And from the descriptions, I think the dwarves are like this small. My favorite thing about this series was that there were also miniature dogs, which was so cute, and they featured quite a lot throughout the series. When I was a child, I would always wish that these characters from this series would appear in my real life. And I'm really sad that it hasn't been translated yet, but I'm so keen to reread. Although the books are stuck in Japan in storage, so I can't at the moment. And it's not even available on Kindle, so it's such a pity. I am really hoping that it will become available in English very soon. Number 6. What question would you ask your favorite booktubers? I would ask my favorite booktubers how you keep motivated and stick to your schedule with filming. And the other question I would have is, how do you articulate your thoughts so succinctly when you describe books? That leads me on to the final question, which is, what challenges do you think starting a booktube channel would be the hardest to overcome? The biggest challenge I think I would have to overcome would be consistency, and also being able to talk about books in a descriptive way. I would love to be able to put my thoughts into words clearly so that I'm doing the book justice when I describe them on my videos, rather than just like, okay, I like this. It's just not enough. So I'm really worried that I'm not going to be very good at describing books at this point. Alright, those were my answers for the BookTube newbie tag, and I have got my fingers crossed that this video has turned out. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Please consider subscribing if you'd like to see more videos from me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!